Buying in time.
I'm scared. It's too many bitches.
Yeah.
But not enough bitches.
Not until next week's episode.
See, now we got a clean transition.
D54. I gotta remember that.
You say D54?
Welcome to Ancient Wisdom. D54 indeed. This episode number? No. Sorry to disappoint you. And alas, there is not going to be a woman on next week's show. I lied.
We wouldn't make it to 54 episodes first off.
Yes. Well put, Marco. And welcome. Today we got culture and philosophy up in this biz. Also known as Rion. No, Rion and Marquesha.
I like that nickname for Ryan.
Rion.
Rion.
It makes him sound a little foreign.
It's funny. My buddy's nickname, it's Rian
Rion.
and Rowan.
Rowan. Wait.
Like a,
That's what they call me. One of my buddies called me Rohan, and I was like, that is a city or something in
in Lord of the Rings. And then Rowan, I think, is like definitely
Rowing a
a
boat?
name that shows up in all these fantasy.
Rowing a boat, because I'm really good at rowing
Every
a boat.
fantasy book ever has a Rowan.
On the boat. What?
Rowan, isn't that like a Japanese thing too?
Ronin.
Ronin. Oh,
Yeah,
does anyone
yeah,
call you
Ronin.
Ronin?
You should know this.
Ah, well.
Calling you out,
I'm
Mitch.
just making
Let me see
conversation.
that Duolingo score.
And, and speaking of conversation, my number one conversation partner, we got, thank you, Ryan. Pew, 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 pew. Hello? Is this Professor Poach by any chance?
Bitch, can you hear me?
Poach, is that you?
I'm coming and dialing in.
All right, you're late.
I'm
you
in,
got,
I'm
there
sorry.
he is. All right, Poach.
It's tough
There he
traveling
is.
intergalactically.
Man, I know it's tough. I don't blame you. That's just how it goes. But,
Happy to be here. Happy
glad
to see
you're
you
here.
again.
I gotta say, Poach, you're very close to me in spirit.
That would sick, but you should have like slapped your
I gotta
hand
like
down.
put in a little thing there or something.
Sound effect.
Heck yeah.
I felt you through the cosmos. I felt it.
The electromagnetic
Cosmos is far.
frequencies. Man.
So, Poge, when you call into the show, do you like match our speed? Do you stay traveling through space, or do you just stand still?
I have to gain mass, so I eat plenty of KFC and
Mass.
They have
And-
KFC all the way out wherever you are.
Carvel, all sorts of,
He's
yeah,
got to
Dairy
lift
Queen.
a lot in space. To
Hardee's.
keep up the
No, there's
mass.
only Hardee's out here. They're weird ones.
Only
we don't,
Hardee's.
we don't have like Dunkin' Donuts. We got like Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. Hardee's.
Yeah.
And Poj, the connection is so good. What do you use?
I use Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile was actually an alien company to begin with. That's why it's so good.
All right.
That's why you have the best reception.
Yeah, over 50 parsecs
you
away,
have
and I hear you like a bell.
Damn,
Like a
alien
bell.
technology. I need a slice of that.
No.
Or which one's that?
No.
Oh, no, that's not right.
I don't know. I don't know.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. He said Ryan Gosling.
Which there's one of them that has like Ryan as them. I forget which one.
Owns Mint something.
Oh, Ryan.
Mint Mobile.
No. There we go.
What?
That's what it
I
is.
saw a commercial.
Can
on
we
YouTube.
fact check this? What are you talking
I saw
about?
a commercial on
Mint.
YouTube where it's like, "Hi, I'm Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile," or something
Yeah.
like that. I was like, didn't he just buy a fucking?
Why would you ever do
soccer
that?
team? Football team.
All right, feel free to steal this idea, but I thought it'd be big, if it doesn't already exist, that they just bring back flip phones.
They kind of did.
They-
There are touch.
They already did?
phones that you can open up
Samsung.
and it's still touchscreen.
Right. Buy for the kids because you don't want them surfing the internet all the time, or even myself, like to limit yourself
Dude,
a
I-
little.
Oh no,
bit
it's
sometimes.
completely touchscreen and exactly like this. It just folds in half.
I used to have
What?
a touchscreen
Yeah.
up until about 2016. A flip phone, and I fucking loved it.
Oh,
I
heck
didn't
yeah.
have to fucking deal with
I had the rumor you slide it open like a sidekick. Remember the Snoop Dogg commercial? Everybody needs a sidekick.
I used to have a Razor.
Oh,
Silver
Poach too,
I
right?
loved that.
Loved it.
Razor, yeah.
That thing was durable as hell
Yeah,
too.
man.
Dude, I used to just throw it up and let it drop for fun.
Yup.
I
when
want
I
to.
was
I
angry.
think I said
but
this before.
it
I
worked.
want to go back to the Nokia.
The brick.
Phone. Yeah.
Yes, I was just about to
I'm
say
tired
those
of
are
all these
indestructible.
things. I just need something to communicate intergalactically.
Dude.
I don't
With
need
the walkie. Beep, beep.
all these apps.
Yes.
Where you at?
Oh, they tried to do that with the chirp thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I feel the same, man. I'm kind of sick of it. I don't need to learn another language, aka text. And if you talk to any different generation of texters, I'm gonna
Oh
say
my
it.
god.
Mark already knows what I'm gonna say. They have a different language depending on what generation.
Yep.
like you can't communicate with the Zoomers. They have their own language. They have their own alphabet. They have their
Everything's
own.
abbreviated.
It's really bad
Yeah.
when you like play games online and you're just squatting up with kids, and all of a sudden,
Squatting up. Oh my God! What? Excuse me? No.
you get thrown in a lobby with some kids.
No.
Dude, you can just hear it. Their entire personality is just TikTok videos. Everything they say is just quotes from TikTok or some streamer or something. It's just like so disgusting. I really hate it.
That's really sad, dude.
It is.
I almost like am
extremely
glad
sad.
that I don't even do that, so I don't kind of experience that.
Glad I haven't downloaded TikTok.
Yeah.
Though fucking YouTube is becoming TikTok 2.0 with those
Yeah.
shorts.
Oh yes.
And I'm hating it because like you just sit there and it auto plays through and it just an hour is gone. I was like, this is why TikTok's awful.
And I hate having a conversation with someone going like, "Oh my God, did you see this TikTok video?" It's like, no. I
Yeah.
have other things to
Yeah.
do than sit on a fucking
Hot take.
on an
Yeah,
app
that's true.
Just fucking going.
Did you see this video? Like that's all they have going on is like this video. I get it if it's like.
Fucking talking
Very,
to
oh well, we can have a brief pause.
The lights,
What's that?
only one's on.
Yes, I've noticed my remote is not working either, so these are funny.
Wow. Quality is
Quality entertainment.
degrading.
YouTube is doing the shorts now. Now that's pretty messed up because it feels like everybody's just stealing ideas from these other companies. Like everyone's kind of hating on Instagram now because they're also stealing that thing, the story, and then the quick.
I hear it
Shorts.
fails on Instagram though. I swear I just watched the video that Instagram does not do as well with the short videos as YouTube and
Yes.
TikTok. However,
People don't want it; they're angry at it.
I have actually noticed that I'm starting to gravitate more towards the shorts rather than the longs, even though that's the whole
the
purpose.
longs.
Or the normal videos, right?
Videos.
Is that what they're called?
Just the normal videos. Like
Yeah.
I've always used to think that's the whole point of YouTube, getting the full story.
Yes.
Remember we talked about this. People would rather look up a TikTok than for a recipe rather than a YouTube video that goes through all the steps
Yeah.
and what that means generation to generation.
I just want to wing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the ingredients and I'll make it.
But here I am
I guess
now,
I could vibe with that a little bit.
months later, and I'm like kind of feeling the same thing. It's definitely
Oh,
like a
shit.
chemical
It's
thing that
happening.
happens in your brain. You just
Yeah.
start craving that dopamine that comes from just instant videos
instant.
again and again and again, rather than the prolonged long video where you're just listening and you getting all the information. Which is what I
But
used
Marco
to
doesn't
gravitate
feel
to.
that way about this show.
Oh, of
He
course not.
recommends you watch the whole thing. Yeah, he doesn't watch his own content. I got better things to do, he
It's like
says.
fucking. You remember Vine?
Yes.
It's like they're trying to do that again, but they're making it more longer videos. Like I heard you're gonna be able to do Vines up to like 5 to 10 minutes, or TikToks up to 5.
Dude,
to 10
that's
minutes.
so
Like, what the
dumb,
fuck is
man.
the point? If
So-
you're gonna make a short video when you could just make a long video and put it on YouTube instead of like a.
And yet it's so different. They're all made by different companies who have these slight alterations in ideas. Like this was my rant from a while back, right? Hear me out. It's like, all right, so they made Facebook, and then they made a shittier Facebook, which was Instagram. It's just pictures.
Yeah.
And then they made a shittier Instagram and called it Snapchat,
Where the pictures just.
which is just a shittier version of texting. So I'm like, you're making money and all these multi-billion-dollar companies off of shittier ideas, or like probably Marco's gonna say, more specified ideas. You hone or zone in on it a little bit.
Nah, I don't even disagree with you.
Yeah.
Except for Snapchat, I kind of understand.
He's like, I like Snapchat. Yeah. What's the deal with that? Briefly.
I could just show you, hey, I got this cool thing, or basically get nudes from your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's nudes. The whole app
It's
is
nudes
based
or,
on
or
nudes.
showing your bro shit. That's it.
You could
That's
just
all
Bro
it's used
shit.
for.
Oh,
For
yeah.
Texting though, yeah, but it disappears.
Yeah.
You could
I
still
only want to
save
see
them.
this once.
No, you don't. That's,
You
could
that's
still
new,
save 'em.
I think.
Yeah.
You could still screenshot them.
Sure, you
Right.
can
It
screenshot, but
doesn't
you're never gonna
matter.
get
Yeah,
another
it
nude
doesn't
again
matter.
if you screenshot.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Fucking Snapchat, stupid.
It's like a
You're not gonna
lie.
get another nude if you screenshot, except if you've already told
Oh
them.
shit! See, this is Marco's talking in
Snapchat
Zoomer
rules.
talk now.
Am
you
I?
understand?
Am I,
Dude,
Mitch?
think about
You
it. Like,
stop pretending.
You got, not that I can't translate at least that much. I know what nude pics means, but no, the fact that you're not gonna get more if you do it.
It's basically texting because like the videos and pictures you take, you can save just like you do on your phone.
Yo.
It is basically
And it's
texting,
just
and I
for
think
the-
that's kind
so
of why
other
I like
people
it
can
because
see.
it's just you don't have to open anything, right? I already kind of don't, but like with Snapchat, you'll see if I open it or not. and I will either respond to it or ignore it, and no one gives a fuck because it's just a brief little thing. On text, if you get a text message and you don't respond, you're like, oh, you're ignoring me, and it's like, I just haven't checked my text in forever. In Snapchat, you can see I haven't opened your
And
message.
you were telling me
so shut
stuff
up.
about like streaks and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
the streaks are stupid.
Yeah, like if you
People really
message
go-
someone a lot, you get like a flame because it's hot. you get like a
You can actually
smiley face 'cause
customize all
you're
those.
best friend.
That's fucking
And
so.
it's like, oh man, like I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You can change those up. You can make them whatever you want.
You can
or
make it
change
any
them.
emoji you want, Ryan. You hear that? It could be any cute little creature that you choose.
Maybe that makes it better.
Did I not change your mind yet?
No.
Do you not? Are you not downloading Snapchat as we
already have
speak?
Snap.
Oh, you fucking.
See, he's complaining just to complain.
He knows just as well.
I don't have an Instagram.
Yeah.
I prefer Instagram because like it's just pictures, you know? Like I don't have to see like all the depressing posts that people post or people just saying shit because they're bored or I don't give a shit if you're mad about something.
TikTok does really seem sad.
You know, like a picture, you can like. I follow like travel things, like you get pictures of like Japan or like cool China pictures and like, all this other cool shit, you know?
Yeah,
If Ryan was anything other than culture, I know for a fact his Instagram would just be hot bitches. That's it.
Wow. Well put.
You know, it's 50-50.
Astute.
Yeah, see, there we go.
There's another side to me, Marco.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's the Instagram no one knows about.
Right.
You know?
I have a second one just for
no,
checking
it-
off
it's-
to OnlyFans bitches.
It's cool,
He
'cause
gets
it's
it.
like you see cool pictures and shit, and then like people will
Yes.
do their own art, and then you know,
Yes, I've been on Instagram. Yes.
fuck you. This is for like other people, asshole.
We only broadcast to people over the age of 65 here on Ancient.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Ancient Wisdom,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
But speaking of ancient, think about it, right? Marco's done. Think about it, right? I had this thought the other day too. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But YouTube is becoming the new like Facebook, almost for old people. The longer format videos, the people with longer attention spans, the people that don't really do the TikTok, don't understand the gram. That's what I call
probably
it, the gram.
exactly why they're transitioning to shorts to try and get the younger.
Yeah, but you're just
generation
stealing
in.
sommone else's idea at that point.
That's what everything
Shorts,
is, though.
man.
Like you said,
Everything's shorts.
like you
No,
said
everything is
before,
stealing
Mitch.
ideas.
Oh, I see.
And rebranding it as
What's
your
that,
own.
Ryan?
Yeah, like you said before, you said like Facebook, and then Instagram is like Facebook, and then Snapchat.
Shittier and shittier.
It's just, you know, like you said, everything's just coming from something. It's just gonna get more and more dumb. Like, what's fucking next?
How do you make TikTok shorter? Where do we go from there? What's the next?
I don't have an
app
answer to
to
that,
steal its
but
idea
how
and
about
make
the
it more
fact
convenient?
that TikTok in like China shows like their engineers and their top students and all that stuff, no twerking or stupid ass
Oh,
challenges.
yes.
Because America's
It's
kind
act.
of-
No. They,
Degenerate.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
idea
Yeah, what were you
is-
gonna say?
Or the conspiracy theory is that China purposely shows us that stuff to keep us down, while in China they make all the successful people popular and all the smart people, because that's what they want their children and their kids to be shown. Here they want
differences.
us to just get fucking destroyed and bring us down more.
It's true. I mean, I feel like people don't get down. They're like, oh, that's happening in China. They're like, oh, I don't care. But then they're like, oh, girls drunk, cool. And then dudes fighting, and then all this other stuff.
No.
Like, that's what, like...
We just don't see that. We never see the China thing. We only are shown the degenerate stuff
Yeah.
because that's what we are supposed to like. Unless, of course, your entire search history is strictly science stuff or
Right.
something like that.
You know, I don't usually do this, but going anti-conspiracy, what if that's just what they're interested in more in China? Is that possible?
Yeah, culture thing, too.
You know,
I can see that too.
you know, kind of just hit me right now, but that's an interesting thought.
I mean, if you only have 30 minutes to even use the internet in the first place.
Yes, that was a big one I was
right?
going to bring up.
Are you
yes.
going to waste it to
True,
jack
that's
off?
true.
Or are you going to waste it
These are the
to
big
pass your
decisions.
big exam so you don't get fucking whipped at home?
Ryan just pulled out his phone on live on the show.
No, I didn't.
Great. He really takes this seriously. Yes, Marco. So, Marco, what's the deal about limiting internet in China?
Dude, I have...
Like you could only play an hour of video
I think
games or
kids
something?
can only play 30 minutes a day, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe less.
That's rough.
I
You
thought it
get
was
cut
an
off.
hour.
No. I think that's too... I think they actually just recently changed that.
It's even less
And then
now.
on the weekends, it's an hour.
Lucky.
But it might be even less than this, truly. But that's why a lot of games out of China are specifically like made around this idea, and that's why a lot of them are gotcha, because you can't make a game that the kids are going to be addicted to because you have to limit their playtime.
Yeah,
they
that's right.
literally can't play.
Damn.
Do you think there's people out there breaking the law?
Oh yeah, they definitely do that. They use
Fake IPs or
VPNs
whatever,
and stuff,
yeah.
but like, you don't want to get caught doing that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get caught
I did it
doing
for the video games, man, and the porn. Yeah. Mitch and Marco shot.
The Mitch and Ryan frame.
Hey.
He's got a pop filter now, ladies and gentlemen. He's serious.
I express my peas.
Ryan was informed before the show. I think about these things that could have destroyed humanity many times, like the nuclear button. We only give a few people the power to have the nuclear button. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you get biblical with it, like Sodom and Gomorrah. If there are 10 good men, will you spare Sodom? Abraham talking to God. And it makes you think, like, all it takes is one hacker, one person to get in there. If humanity isn't totally perfect, one guy could send everything spiraling into hell.
Ruin it for the rest of us.
Ruin it for the rest of us. That's all it takes now.
I feel like that's gonna happen like the first
The
thing.
first fucking day.
Like someone's gonna want to be like, I want to hack this robot so it can kill for me.
It's, like, it's
that's
almost
gonna be-
logical at a certain point. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Go on a
like
rampage.
Terminator.
Yeah. And I guess you could have dudes doing counter hacking and stuff, but I don't know.
It's gonna be the war machines.
Robots hacking
Because it
robots.
doesn't take a lot. And then all this eventually leads to is their
Robot apocalypse.
robot apocalypse. They become sentient, I should
The
say.
robot's
yeah.
definitely going to be connected to the internet at all times.
Yeah.
Just so that it can kind of get around this. Mm-hmm.
And before long, we give it the power. Oh, you guys are so good. You robots are doing great. Here, have more responsibility, more power.
It's
Like you're getting
they-
promoted in a company.
Maybe they're already like really smart and know everything about us. But
I
they just,
think so.
They just can't move yet because they don't have bodies.
Yeah, dude,
It's,
they're
you know,
just trapped.
they're stuck in our phones and in our hardware.
Dude, I see a creepy
Yeah.
video of
That's actually kind of true.
these robots having sentience, talking about having existential crises and stuff like that. Weird.
From what I hear from one of my sources. That's what I'll say.
Yes, there you go. Now
They
you're being a
basically
YouTuber,
do.
Marco.
They basically have exactly that. They have us.
Yep.
You've seen the shows probably about that. Like you're this percent this and this. That's what they do.
I saw one video of an AI talking about, oh no, we're definitely gonna like take over humanity. Like, he's just being mad honest. He's like, no matter what you do, the dude's like, what can I do to stop this? Or no, they're like, we're gonna do it. No matter what you say, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, yeah, there's no other conclusion in my mind. You guys see this going any other way? Sure, there's gonna be this incident and then a little bit of this and maybe there's a little war, but eventually this all leads to robots being our overlords and us
Yeah.
being slaves almost
There's
every
a 0%
time.
chance we win. If,
Right.
If robots actually revolt.
Right.
There's a scenario that we just join them.
We need a
Yes.
John Connor.
Assimilate somehow.
You know, like get the thing in our neck that the wire plugs into.
Yeah.
To, like, you know?
That's why
They
Elon
kick
wants
us into the metaverse, dude. They're
Right,
like, all right,
yeah.
this is our world now. You
That's
go
why
into.
Elon
You can live
wants
in
the
it.
Space.
The brain thing. That's the only way we're going to compete
Yeah.
with AI is if we have access to what they have.
That's such an interesting thought, though, because I feel like we're not even going to compete necessarily.
I'm not sure if I agree with that. The unique thing I think about human minds is our ability to just create things.
Yes.
And think outside the box. Are robots really creating things, or are they just like running down problems to like a point that we can't do? because
Just
we're
data,
not-
you think,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What about
Processing
DALL-E?
So much raw
Right.
data.
I think the robots.
Because even the paintings is just kind of data, though, if you think about it. I guess Marco's saying,
Yeah.
are they really thinking about it? Are they
Yeah.
really rationalizing?
I think they all have an answer for every scenario and situation because
Yeah.
robots they learn. you
Well,
know?
yeah, because of the processing power, yeah.
Are they really learning though, or are they just like coming
Right.
up with like best practices based on thousands of simulations that
Wouldn't
gets
that
them
still
to point A to B in the shortest amount of time?
Wouldn't that still be learning?
That learning, is that consciousness. That's literally the whole fucking point of Westworld. But I don't know. I think we need to give AI a kind of sense of human compassion in some sense. What is that? What does that even mean?
Right.
That's different to everyone. That's the difficult part.
Jan, we stumbled upon the question of consciousness. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be real? What does it mean to say I'm smarter than the animals, smarter than a robot? Because I can feel. I can love. All these tropes you hear time and time again.
that's true.
You can't feel that. I'm more creative than you. But what is that?
If I upload you at the moment of your death to some kind of cloud world where you're now Mitch as well, or you're Ryan, or you're Poge, are you dead? Did you die?
No,
question,
that's a
yeah.
good question.
If you can answer that to me, I think I'm dead.
I can answer- I'm
gonna say
especially if
yes.
I knew, especially
Yeah.
if I knew, even if I didn't know, I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't know if there's like some point where it breaks, if you feel yourself. I guess that's kind of the point of a bunch of shows, right? But are you still the same person?
That's a different question.
That's a different question. That is a total different question. I
Nice.
think, in a sense, you're still who you are to a sense if you're uploaded to this thing, because it's like your memories, your thoughts, your this and that. But I will still say, like, you are dead. You're physically dead.
I would agree with that.
You know, like, yeah, your brain was uploaded to this thing, but you're now a machine. Now you're part of a machine.
Something
you
totally
get
different.
Turned on, you get turned off, and then people can tweak at you probably. You know, dig deep into like, because like now you're just uploading.
Well,
to a machine.
let's say they can't, right? Let's say that we got hyper advanced robots. You are uploaded into something that isn't messed withable. Isn't no one's gonna upgrade you? No one's gonna do anything. You are just the peak of technological progress. How about that?
And you're just uploaded into this machine.
Yeah.
Being dead or alive.
Yep.
You're dead, but in a sense you still are alive because the machine is working and moving. But like physically, you're dead. You're gone. Again, it's just like your thoughts and memories that are still in this machine.
Hell yeah.
You know, because the machine will eventually die at some point too.
No, you're in like Ready Player One all of a sudden, but it looks realistic. You just got uploaded complete copy of yourself. See, I would never trust the copying process personally. If there's one
process.
tiny piece that you missed to me that would change it so when I'm at a crossroads, I pick this option rather than this option. Even though you think in 99.999% of the simulations you
Parity
ran,
bits.
I'd pick this.
Yeah.
But there's a small part of me that you missed that maybe that one time I'll choose this.
Yeah.
That would make all the difference in the world. Did you miss that? Or my capability to do that, my capability to change. Can you really get all of that?
See, now you're saying some good words because they do have error checking codes. And then codes on top of codes.
Would you still have?
Is
free
it still
will?
100%? Who knows? Free will. My whole argument about this is just like the nature of consciousness to me is the ability to change. That each moment things are turning, things are different, chemicals are happening. I'm responding to the world around me. When you're just ones and zeros or maybe solid state, you don't have that fluid stuff. You are just you at the last moment of death. And, you know, whatever that even means, maybe you're not you.
Maybe that's
to
what's
change my
missing. The
terminology.
ability to change and like constantly like adapt.
Update.
Wait, yeah, that's the whole thing about humans. That's why we can a little bit different than robots in the sense our ability to adapt, right? Most of our greatest advancements come from war times and just the need breeds this advancement almost like crazy. How about you, Poach? I'm interested. As our tech support guy, are you dead? Are you the same person?
Are you dead?
So I think I can answer this with a story.
Oh,
I like this.
So there's a man with a ship.
Ah.
The ship is falling apart. And he decides to replace some parts of the ship. Let's call it, I don't know, the SS Minnow Johnson.
this is my yacht.
So he wants to
Wait,
pick-
Ryan, you didn't shout out Rush Hour 2?
I was getting in deep with this story.
Go ahead.
So he replaces a couple of boards in the deck. He replaces some boards on the side, but he keeps the wood. He keeps the wood, and he's like, you know what? I want to build just like a backup boat, and the SS Minnow Johnson keeps breaking down. He keeps replacing stuff. He replaces the propeller. He replaces the toilet, but he doesn't throw them out.
Yes.
He puts them on his
Puts it
dry dock.
aside.
Yeah, puts it in his dock, whatever the hell he has. And, he keeps going with it until there's nothing left but the steering wheel that he didn't replace. And then he finally replaces that. And then he takes all his parts and he's like, you know what? I'm done fixing the SS Minnow Johnson. I'm going to work on my backup boat. And he builds his backup boat. Which one is the SS Minnow Johnson?
Damn.
The one with all the parts replaced.
No, I would say the original parts. The original parts were in the
Oh
boat.
shit.
Like the boat that got fixed, or the original parts that built a new boat, which is the SS Minnow Johnson.
Both
And now
got
there's two
fixed.
boats.
I would say that the original parts for the first boat is the original boat, but rebuilt back. And then the new boat is just like the Junior or 2.
So you think that the original parts have to be re-put together for the same thing, and the pattern doesn't matter.
I think the SS Minnow Johnson just had his job stolen. I think that's what happened.
It's possible too.
Minnow Johnson, you no.
I'd say the one that got fixed in this scenario is
The real boat.
yeah, because that kind of goes back to the whole thing about changing, right? Free will, whatever you want to say, like it needed to change, it needed an upgrade, it needed to go away a little bit. That all those old parts, they weren't together for a long time. They went through wear and tear. They're not the same thing anymore fundamentally. And you can put them back together almost exactly. A lot of people would argue about that. If you in the engineering world, can you really put
yes.
something back together exactly as is? Is all the stress still the same in every area? Residual stress.
Marco's an expert at residual stress.
Yeah, my second day.
That's right. So that's interesting too, because that's a question of what it means to live for me. Because it's what do you value, I suppose, is the overarching question to even that. Talking about currency, money, love, economy, yourself. What do you value? Because I could say that I'm a totally different person than I was as a teenager. So would then my robot self, postpartum, also think that I am me? Well, yes, but feel that this was just a different version.
That upgraded self, the different self between your younger self and your older self, is that, would a robot show it as the Minnow Johnson 2 as a completely new thing, or this old weathered thing that's gone through shit and been rebuilt somewhere else?
Right.
Which one is it? Because as I was talking about that, in the back of my head, that this kind of thought started forming as well. I was like, which one is actually more representative of change?
Yeah.
The flashy new one,
Minnow
or
Johnson.
the one that's been rebuilt and remade somewhere else?
So with the Minnow Johnson, I would add to it and say that not only, but the new boat also, with the robot question, the new boat also is more like solid state. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't use the boat analogy, but it's different, right? Because the old me and the new me, the teenage me, I still have the same parts supposedly, and even that's up for debate. Oh, I'm talking myself into a corner, because right,
Yeah.
your parts kind of update every 7 years or so, anyway.
What's the actual ship from this very old thing? Do you remember?
Theseus.
Total Theseus.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ring that bell.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
sure
real
thing.
story.
Yeah. This is a story as old as time.
Oh, that's damn.
Confused
ship
about
of
all this
Theseus.
boat talk.
He's like, I thought we were talking about the Minnow Johnson. Ryan's like, I thought we were talking about Rush Hour 2, man. You know, when Jackie Chan, I thought for sure. Culture is slacking.
Stuck fighting dudes in the spa.
Well, to be fair, no, never mind.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's Tito.
Tito. Oh, yeah, that's right. And brush your
I am
teeth.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, sure.
All right, so let me ask you guys some deep questions so I could say I did something. All right, which one's the best? I probably like this recent one, which is, we'll see where this goes, but I thought it was an interesting thought that I had this week. I was going to ask you guys personally each, where are you? Where are you in time? On a day-to-day basis, how much time is it that you spend on this earth in the present and in the past? But alas, how much time do you spend in the future? And if you could, my fellow guests, rank those in terms of percentages, I would be highly grateful and informed.
Like a 1 to 10?
Percentages.
Oh. I would say past.
You gotta say it in rhythm.
I don't want to go first now. I got to get into it.
I did a sweet poem and you guys can't even say it in rhythm.
I truly don't know how I can answer that question.
Damn.
I don't think I think like that at all.
Oh.
I really don't process information like that. I'm just doing. But I guess if you want to get
It took me a minute to think about, actually. You know, I said that those words in my head, and it did take me even like a few days to kind of confirm almost.
Like when you play a video game, are you in the past, present, or future?
Oh.
Are you grinding towards a goal?
Good
Does that mean you're
question. Now
in
we're
the future?
talking.
Are you thinking in the future? When you're at work, are you in the past, present, or future again? Are you run a bunch of stuff? For me specifically, I'm doing a bunch of measurements. Am I present because I'm doing this, or am I thinking in the future, thinking of my data that I'm going to get some kind of conclusion in the future?
We got philosophy
Where
up
exactly
here.
am I?
It
Yeah.
could be a little bit of both.
I don't think like this. I think I don't. I'm actually curious
Interesting.
what you would think. I feel like I know your answer just off the top of my head. I'm curious in both the you as well, and of course mine.
I'm curious what you're gonna say even first. That's interesting. Yeah. Ryan.
I can agree because it all depends. Because somebody like physically you're in the present, but mentally you could be in the future or in the past.
That's
or in
true.
The present. You know, so it varies. Like
We got culture up in here.
one day, like you're at work and you could just be thinking about the future. It's like I just want to get out of here and figure out what you're doing after work or that weekend or something.
Right.
Or you could be dwelling.
Ryan
on
sounds like he'll have a more
something
tangible answer.
in the past. You know, just thinking of like what things, you know, if not bad things, like say you thinking of like things for the show that you thought about before, and now it's the present, you know, so you have to go back and think about the past of what you want to discuss for the present show.
That question is so interesting though, because it's all about perspective. When Ryan said he's at work thinking about how he wants to quit and all this stuff, and he's thinking about the future. I thought of that he's actually stuck in the past.
Oh,
if he was in the future, he'd
deep.
not be thinking about how he hates his job and wants to quit. He'd be thinking about what he's going to do to get a new job.
Oh.
He's actually thinking in the past because he's like, oh, I hate my job because of this and this that happened all this time ago. He's actually in the past, not in the future. Future thinking would be moving forward.
Right. Ooh, that's hot. This is hotter than I thought it'd be. Nice. So it's like also, and it's just like you could say, oh, maybe remembering or living in better times, kind of referring to how it used to be, or like even used to be, meaning this morning when I was not at work yet.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
weren't those better days?
Yeah.
One before I had to come to this shitty place.
Yeah.
How about you, Poach? Any thoughts?
It's best to be present.
Sure. Okay.
Of course, it's best.
Good starting point.
And then everybody's just it falls off of that.
Yeah.
It's a constant struggle to stay in the moment. Because I feel like the human mind just tends to. It's very easy to get the human mind stuck on a broken record pattern.
Oh, interesting. I like that.
Yeah, loops of things you did, loops of things you think you
How
might
would you
do.
classify that?
That's anxiety, I think.
Like past, right?
Default
Broken
mode
record.
memory.
You could do it for the future. You could be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to rehearse in front of the mirror for the big thing.
Interesting.
And that's never going to go how you plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you could be present and not worry about either of those things, and it'll probably go the best for you. You probably will.
In the present.
Yeah, in the present, it'll
Yeah.
probably go the best for you.
So, I actually think the best state of mind is to be both present and thinking the future. Because Poach just said he can have all these ideas of what he wants to do, but they won't actually happen. But if you combine the two thoughts of being present and thinking of the future, you can think, I want to do these things. I want to do this and this, but but keep to it. The only way to keep to it is to be both present and acknowledge how much time you have left, while also thinking of what you need to do so you can accomplish your goals. So yes, it's good to be present, which I'm going to assume is what your answer is going to be. But you know me and my obsession with just future thinking and thinking I want to explore, see more, know more, right? Which is more future thinking. I've always been more ahead. But somehow those are the same thing. Remember my little analogy of being in there versus observing all of it?
Right. Yes. I do
was a
like
cool
that.
one.
Because that could be kind of considered present too, right? Depending on your perspective.
It's all about perspective.
I suppose I've always going off our theme a little bit tonight too. It's sort of like, what do you value? How do you change? Not even change, analyze your way of thinking, present enough to notice that you're in a thought. The broken record thing for me has always been like typically a past thing, because I know something I noticed a while ago about people too, especially women. They will replay conversations in their head time after time again from something that they could have said better in the past, and usually it happens where they're alone, like in the shower, and it repeats and you can't kind of get it out of your head when you're finally away from the screen, finally away from the podcast like this, finally thinking for yourself and having those original thoughts that you only get in solitude, for example.
Or when they ask you questions of why'd you say this or why do you think this?
Oh,
it's like,
yep.
I don't know the answer. How do you not know? Tell
nice,
me.
deep.
Like I don't know. I don't want to even think about that. I said that there. Now we're here. Can't we just keep...
The why is always tough.
Yeah.
Why did you do it? Why do we do anything, man?
I guess you can quantify it if you really think long enough, but then like
Right.
you're kind of not being present. You're fucking things up. You're way in the past. You're no longer here.
By quantifying where you spend, you're saying?
By quantifying where you were back then to
Yes.
answer that question of even like a therapy session, right? Like that's just what it is. You're quantifying things in the past, then you can get stuck there. Like, the weird part, a good therapist will probably get that and then yank you up to the future, up to the
deep,
present,
yep.
and be like, "Hey, so this is how we get
got
rid of that
philosophy.
and stay up here because we're here. That doesn't matter. We're here now." Which actually, at some point, I want to ask a question about therapy things for.
Remember it.
Yes.
Hell yeah. So, because I think that being in the past is definitely the most toxic. However, I will agree, ayahuasca taught me that you have to at least deal with the past. Acknowledge is probably a better word. Acknowledge the past. Say hello to it. Much like the dragon, much like the enemy. If you don't face the enemy, you don't grow. You're not stronger. The world will never become easier, but you can become stronger.
Acknowledge
You can
the past,
deal.
be in the present, plan for the future, all at the same time.
Could it be? Ancient
The
wisdom?
Holy Trinity.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity, right? Damn, that is interesting. I don't know. But you guys haven't given me any numbers. Would you even have a thought about that? Where to even begin?
No.
Interesting.
Because
no thoughts, folks?
it could vary. You
Yeah.
know, like you could be 50% in the
On
past,
average.
50% in the future.
Yeah.
Or you could be like 80% all the way down here, 20% up here.
Oh, so you're saying it's like a quantum entanglement. At any given moment, we could be not a percentage of how we spend our time, but a percentage of where we are at the time. Ooh.
There's actually funny theories of quantum consciousness, which
Quantum consciousness.
sounds crazy to even
That'll be the name of this
put
episode.
into words, but that might actually be explaining what both Ryan and I feel, where we can't even quantify this answer.
Right.
Like,
Interesting.
maybe I
Yeah.
want to answer 5% past.
Right.
70 to 80% future is what I want to be. And then in the back of my head's like, I got to think of my friend Mitch who tells me to be present. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more.
Heck yeah.
And maybe if I level out the past and the present and future a little bit, I can be better.
Right.
Rather than just thinking of things and not actually getting them done. Because
Deep,
I'm not
right?
present enough to acknowledge where I actually am.
Hell yeah. It reminds me of the Lelouch conversation, too. And it's like,
Yep.
what do you value? Do you value the future being this or being in the present so it'll attain this? And maybe your view on God and sort of like the trust in what's happening in a lot of ways.
I actually really like what I just said. The whole, you can plan all you want, but if you're not present enough to see where you are, that doesn't mean a single thing.
Deep quote, Marco
And you always
Barbo.
want to remember the past a little bit too, because without the past, you wouldn't be in the present or
Yeah.
be able to get to the future.
How much
History
is
is
too
important.
much past, though?
Depends on what you're thinking about.
Oh, depends on what you're thinking about. History. Yep.
I think it's just history. It depends how you use the knowledge of history.
Damn. History is rough too, you know. I've been even seeing history in just terms of archetypes recently because it's not history necessarily. History will lie out the wazoo. History will tell you things.
History's been changed over and over.
Read by
Yeah.
the winners, right?
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself.
It's her story too, Mitch.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to all our fan out there. I take it back.
Mitch, what's your answer?
Oh, good question. Damn, now you make me feel like a fool for having numbers written on this piece of paper. But, yeah, I would agree with Poge in his analysis of present probably being the best, but that's also hinged upon my belief in God and that, like, if I am in the present, things will work out because I am now associating with what's been given to me. I am now in the presence of the gift that has been bestowed. And it's like, why wouldn't the future work out? And this is the Sermon on the Mount.
Deep, brother.
That's probably why you're so productive. Because you are present or aware of this gift while I'm stuck.
Yeah, you are
Thinking
more
of other
present
things.
and you are more focused on the future.
Say that again.
You are more present and more focused on the future.
Say it one more time now that you're in frame.
You are more present and more focused on the future.
Deep. Oh, you even said it more poetic that time.
But you can tell that's what they're doing.
You finally got it right, kid. You're in this movie. You made it after all. Oh, yeah. But wow, deep. Yeah, because I'd like to think of myself as probably I decided on 80% present, 15% future, and 5% past. I spend very, very little time in the past. Just for curiosity's sake.
So ours are flipped.
Oh, for the present and future. Yeah.
That's an interesting
I was going to
little...
say, Marco, you dwell on the past a lot. You do.
no.
Damn, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of, like, I don't know,
Maybe
opposites
that's why we're-
attracting in
why
certain
we're friends,
ways, dude.
too.
Honestly, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Oh, Ryan, you can't put it to any numbers.
Nah, man, because it all
It's all the
depends.
it's
It
all the flow,
depends, man.
baby. It's
It's
all
just-
the wave. I just
it's
go where I'm
That's
at.
why it's culture.
Yeah, how was I
Yeah,
thinking?
it's just a culture. Culture is ever changing, man.
Just take it day by day, baby.
Day by day.
Whatever happens, happens.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Any final thoughts on that,
100%
folks?
future all the time.
Oh, we got off here. This guy lives in space, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he's
fellas.
circling a black hole right now.
Literally
He's
is
actually...
circling a black hole. He is in the future physically, mentally, spiritually. I mean, but that's why we love him. That's why he's here,
For
folks.
Poach Day is actually tomorrow.
Poge is on the other side
It's actually interesting.
of the date line
Poge was
permanently.
circling,
What's that?
I'm trying to think if Poge was circling a black hole, what that actually would mean.
Oh yeah, let's get the
Yeah.
facts.
I don't know.
really
We need an expert.
Think about this. This is complicated.
Really old.
I'm really old. He's ancient. And guys, some might say that we're ancient too, because we have the wisdom of the ancients. Thank you for joining us tonight on Ancient Wisdom.